tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I'm from L.A. California A hot. Days got shades. Let me
Yeah. Welcome into AfterBuzz TV's after show for the LA Clippers Dance Squad, Season 1, Episode 2.
Yeah.
The Adventures of the Floss Nest.
Yes.
And I'm your host. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips. And I am joined today by my lovely ladies, the co-hosts.
All right. I like that. We'll take it. Hey, everybody. I'm Christy Olson, and you guys can hit me up at Christy Reports.
Hey guys, it's Megan Stecher, and if you want to tweet me, which I would love to tweet with you, it is at Megan Stecher.
Hi, I'm Jill Munroe. I'm at Stiletto Jill on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Join me.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. So join us all on social media. What a crazy episode, ladies.
Yeah.
We really saw the development of some of the girls, and especially the Floss Nest. A new co-captain was finally named, and we got a coach of the team. So let's start at the top. We start with the veterans welcoming the rookies at a little, luncheon, talking about the team and what they think. What'd you guys think from the start?
I think that I feel so bad for Natalie because she's struggling so much, and I think that she is probably overthinking it. And if she would just let her dance expertise just kind of take over and stop thinking so hard, because it's so opposite of her technical training. I mean, the Clipper Spirit did a little bit of hip hop before. I think she, just needs to relax. And I know it's different, but I think she can handle it. I think she's tripping herself up with that. It's a mental thing.
Yeah, and it must be difficult to sit with the rookies and have everyone know that, she's the one who's struggling the most. I think that she just always comes across so well, though. She has a great attitude. She's not quite as positive as Candace, but, Natalie just really handles herself well. Yeah. And I think that she is a good voice for the rookies to hear, to be that advisory position, Yeah.
I really like this scene in the beginning with everyone getting their margaritas on the rocks, no salt, because I think it really set us up for what the whole episode was about. I have to say I love this episode so much more than last week, so it was like, okay. I wasn't wrong. I had a good gut instinct that I'm going to like the show, and I think it really set us up for the veterans versus rookies argument that kept happening, and, everybody against Athena argument that kept happening, so I really liked where we started out from and where it went from there.
Right, and that was a theme of this episode, everyone kind of against Athena. As we go through the episode, you'll see that. Now, after we see the veterans and the rookies having their first, welcoming, we are introduced to the new coach of the team. And Latrice, she's a former mixed dancer. She danced with Chris Brown, Beyonce, and she comes in and she's going to be the new dance coach for Jacqueline, we learn. And what'd you think of Latrice?
I liked her. I kind of was thinking this is what the team needs. She seems like she will maybe be a little bit more of a hard ass even than Petra. And I think it just makes total sense, like how they were saying, this just feels right, it just clicks. It's like if she was trained by Petra, of course she's the perfect person to relay all of that to the girls, you know?
My one question is what is Petra or Petra, however you say her name, what is she so busy doing that she can't be the coach? I don't understand what all the duties are of the creative director that she can't coach. I don't know. I guess maybe you just are the boss and you have a choreographer come in, if that's how it works.
I'm going to guess that it's like the basketball team where there's a general manager and then the coach.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at Petra as the general manager, and then she's delegating, and so she brought in a coach maybe to have, two minds.
Got it.
I think
Joe?
maybe Petra doesn't want to be on the floor sweating and doing all that choreography. So you bring someone in that you know has a style that you like, that's electrifying and exciting. Latrice seems closer to the age maybe of more of the dancers, so maybe she can relate and understand. Not that Petra doesn't understand, but you know, she's probably a little more removed. There's probably a layer because she, you know, has been there a while ago, and maybe Latrice can be that bridge.
I like your point. I think her age being much closer to the dancers is probably much better for the dancers.
So that's a good point. So after we meet Latrice, they're gonna have practice, and before we get to the practice though, the Floss Nest decides they want to go on a tour of Los Angeles, right? So we see some sights. We see Runyon Canyon, for example, and
yes, it does smell like dog pee, but the site is totally worth it.
That was my question.
And you should go because it's closing next April. In a couple weeks for renovations. So.
Oh, wow.
For the summer, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Through July, people. Through July.
I did want to ask, you just mentioned it. They said on the episode it smelled like poo. Did all three of you, would you say that's an accurate description of Runyon Canyon? Or if not, does it smell like something else?
It's woodsy.
It's woodsy.
Yeah, it's definitely woodsy.
It absolutely smells like doggy pee and poo poo. I go there every other day, but that's part of the fun. Like, it's nature, and you know, you don't get that a lot in LA, and there are a lot of really cute doggies there. So, you know, I just deal with it. I'm probably used to it.
Without
now.
a
I
leash.
smell it.
Well, I think for me, like, I live closer to the beach, and I've done some really amazing Malibu hikes, and they're not super overrun with people. Like, I get the vibe at Runyon Canyon. I'm totally spoiled because I went and did like the most amazing hike in Malibu when I first moved here. And when you get to, you know, 3/4 of the way down the hike, you come up a mountain and you see the whole Pacific Ocean. Wow. And so to go to Runyon after that, which is like, it's so over traversed that there's no grass left, and you know, and it's just so many people, and it's like a scene, and everyone's there looking for Hollywood stars, and it smells like dog poop. Then I'm like, okay, no, I just want to go back to my hikes where no one is in Malibu. So that's my take on Runyon. I'll skip.
It is incredibly crowded, that's for sure. On a Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's a must-see.
As the girls continue their tour of LA, we see them see the Hollywood Bowl, and then they run into James Franco, who's filming something as they're filming the show. Now, I have a question because it is Hollywood, and they immediately run into a celebrity. Have you three ever run into any celebrities, and if so, do you have a story?
Yeah, but I don't know that any of them are really that good. Ladies?
I'm born and raised in LA. We talked about this last week, so it's different when you see them. It's just like, hey, that's whomever at the grocery store. Let me get my apples and go home. So, I think it's just a part of the LA lifestyle, but you kind of get indoctrined in, like, seeing celebrities. It's not fun if you don't cross paths with them and wave at them. He was very interested to know what they were filming. I bet he was like, is this TMZ? What's going on?
Well, because that's the thing. If you take the TMZ tour, you probably will see some celebrities. I've been on the TMZ tour 3 different times.
There you go.
And they don't just show you the Hollywood Bowl and all of that. It is a great tour, and I think the ladies would have liked that. But obviously, with the whole just showing TMZ that they can't do that, it's not a sister network.
Probably wouldn't work out.
I think my first celebrity encounter was I was in junior high and I was playing on a basketball team for the first time, like the rec league after school and on the weekends. And I went to a Sixers game with a couple of the girls on my team. One of their dads got free tickets from work or something, and Dr. J was in our box. Wow. So I got to take a picture with Dr. J. That was like my big first celebrity encounter. And obviously growing up in Philadelphia, there weren't many more. I don't know if there were any more after that, other than I had a great online writing job right before I moved out here, and I got on a red carpet, and Bradley Cooper's a Philadelphia hometown boy, and he did a red carpet for a movie that he did with some friends who were from Philadelphia. So they did a red carpet. I got to interview him there. That's probably my only celebrity encounters.
I like it.
But now that I live here, I work at a restaurant where celebrities do come, and you're supposed to act like they're nobody, and it's no big deal, and they're anybody else. In LA, it's very like, oh, who cares? So it's a whole different thing.
Oh yeah, I feel like the list of people that I've waited on is way more A-listy than the list of people that I've interviewed. Unfortunately,
High five,
right? And actually, my first day in LA, I did do one of the TMZ bus tours, and we stopped for Katherine Heigl, who was just having lunch with her mom on the side. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
It's a big deal.
There you go. Now, ladies, Speaking of celebrities, if you are curious about a celebrity boyfriend's midlife crisis, have you enjoyed hearing stories about behind the scenes of Hollywood? And are you amused by old TV and movie references? Well, then you'll love The Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro. Join AfterBuzz creator and Maria Menounos' fiance, Kevin Undergaro, along with AfterBuzzer co-hosts Roxy Stryer, Ashley Daniels, and others for all the insanity. Watch live Monday and Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Time on thetomorrowshow.com. Or subscribe and download free on iTunes. Go to thetomorrowshow.com for more information. All right.
Yeah, I like that segue, Michael. That was good.
Back to our show. And so we'll get back to the Floss Nest later as we see them in the episode again, obviously, big time. But let's get to the first scenes of practice. So we see Latrice leading practice, and then basically we see all the girls, kind of Hannah and Natalie, talking about Athena, and this kind of starts the spiral of where everyone is really down on Athena and voicing it, you know, in their solo interviews and whatnot. What's your take on that? I mean, as we see that the girls are really starting to get against Athena, and we'll see Athena kind of pitting herself against the girls.
I think Athena only has herself to blame for this. She, since the very beginning, has kind of laid out this thing like, oh, the girls hate me so much and they're so jealous of me, and why do they have to be like this? Like, there are people in the world like that. They want to believe that they have haters. I think she somehow feels that legitimizes her or something. So she has kind of set herself apart. And the girls pick up on that, and so it kind of all snowballs, and now they are saying like, well, why is she over there doing her own thing, and why does she want this? And I think she started it, but now the girls are definitely not feeling her, and they are making that known.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think, what's that old saying, like, you catch more flies with honey?
Yes.
I think as
Vinegar.
a woman, she's old enough now to know that it might not be fair, and it might not be right, but there's a game that you play as a woman where you aren't out there being like, I'm the best and I'm going to trump you and I'm going to school you. Like, that's how she's acting. She's standing front and center in front of the coach, being like, trying to correct the coach. Like, no, we're at 7, 8 and the arms are here. Like, honey, you're not the coach. So she's making it very evident that she wants to be top dog. And as a rookie, I think that's a dangerous game to play. You are just going to get people hating on you.
For sure.
So don't act in a way that you know is going to give you haters and then be mad you have haters and blame it on your looks or whatever. Everybody's always jealous of me. Like, please.
Oh my God, everybody's always jealous of me. I think Athena is setting herself up because we already see there's some cracks coming. She, you know, as hard as she works and as technically sound as she is, obviously she's having a couple of little issues come up as she did in rehearsal. I think she needs to just fall back. You got your job, you got the co-captain role. Now you need to think about the fact that you are a rookie and you are just learning this particular environment. So if you want to thrive and make sure you keep your role, I think she needs to focus in on the sisterhood aspect and making some friends, or at least an ally, because right now she doesn't have many. Candace is nice, but I feel like Candace is nice to everyone.
Yeah.
So she's going to extend kindness to her, but she's going to kind of leave her there. So we'll have to see how Athena evolves. But
And that's right, because Candace talks to her about positive energy, and it is noted that they're already calling her there's a Cancer on the team when speaking about Athena. You don't want to ever be called a Cancer.
Yeah.
So it's early, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, and regardless of what Athena is feeling from the girls before, now she is the co-captain.
Yes.
Now she is in a role model position. Now it's time for her to, you know, get everyone together instead of setting herself apart. Like, you know, maybe before you were just a girl on the team, but now you got what you wanted. So it is time to step it up, be a role model, and be someone that everyone can learn from.
yeah.
Right. So practice is over, and now it's time for some fun with the Floss Nest.
Woohoo!
So the Floss Nest goes to the beach, and they invite some friends, some guys. We learn that Blair is very childish when it comes to the opposite sex and guys. And what'd you think about the beach scene?
I mean, for me, I thought it was cute. It was like junior high school. Blair was blushing and she was giggly. She didn't quite know how to approach it. She didn't want to make a bad impression, but I thought it was good for their relationship because now they're sort of learning the nature of each other and you get to see them outside of dance and so focused. So we kind of get to step down into who they are as people and get to know them. We met Blair's mom last week, Keisha, and we know she's pretty intense and pretty strict because Blair said that she wasn't even allowed to have guy friends.
Right. She said she was deprived of any guys.
Wow, she's a really good girl because I know girls that would like sneak out the house and, you know, she held it down.
Right. So we also see Hannah give her a pep talk. So like you said, we see the girls getting to know each other a little bit more intimately.
Yeah, and Hannah and Blair and Savannah, the Floss Nest girls, really seem to be comfortable with each other.
Yes.
Like, they have really, really quickly gotten to know each other, and they just really seem like there is a true friendship that has definitely developed.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my sorority days. Like, I think I really felt like, okay, now the show's good. I love it. Okay, we're getting there. Because it just took me back to, like, my youth. And I honestly didn't really realize how young they were until I saw them all interact together. And I was like, oh my God, they're so young, and it's such like a tender, fun age when like the world is yours and you're just getting out there and spreading your wings and like making new friends, and I just thought it was adorable.
It's cute.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. These girls are young, and I was like a little bit surprised by Blair's behavior. I mean, she was really, really put off by this whole situation with this boy that she likes. You know, it was a little bit off-putting, but I think she'll get there. She wants to build a friendship first.
She
She's
does,
gonna
and that's
take it
important.
slow.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk about Savannah though? Because remember last week my prediction was that people were gonna make out, a lot of making out, and Savannah got right to it this week.
Yeah,
She did.
She did, and we're gonna get there. But first, I have one last question about that beach scene because they said, I hope he doesn't want to take me to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes!
And I just want to
Is
say,
that your go-to
I
first
love
date
the
spot?
Cheesecake Factory, so I don't know what your thoughts are though. Do you guys like not ever want to be taken to the Cheesecake Factory, or
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, here's the thing. Not for like a date with a new boy.
Okay.
But I've been with my man for almost 8 years, so I don't mind if we go to the Cheesecake Factory. But meaning just like, I don't want to go somewhere like big and loud and like corporate. I want to go to like a small, swanky, like I want him to impress me kind of a thing.
There are some places in this country where taking a girl to the Cheesecake Factory is like a fancy night out. Like
That
where
is
I'm
true.
from,
That
like
is
if a guy
true.
is taking you to like Red Lobster or Olive Garden, that's a hot first date. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is kind of on par with that. Where, you know, yeah, in LA, you know what, maybe that's a little cheesy. That's not where a girl wants to go. But they have a big menu and
That's
damn it,
the
they have
problem for me.
cheesecake.
The menu's too big.
It's very big.
You have to,
portions
narrow
are
down.
big.
I need
the
20
portions are big.
minutes
The
to
menu's too big. It's like too many decisions to make. We just kind of want to chat.
There's
I don't have to
always
look
a
for that.
wait. It's so loud. I just want to go somewhere a little more romantic.
now you know, Michael.
I just
Now you
needed to
know.
clarify.
No
I was
Cheesecake
wondering
Factory
that.
for the
Right.
first date.
Yeah,
Maybe the
no
fourth.
cheesecake for the first
Maybe
date.
the fourth.
Maybe down the road.
Maybe not even in the first 2 months.
All right, so then we get to a big announcement. We go back to practice, and Petra's talking about how some of the girls might not make it to the first preseason game. They might have to sit out because they don't know the routine well enough. And then we learn the announcement of who's going to be the co-captain, and we learn that it is going to be Athena. So it's a big moment in the show, in the episode, and I think for the series moving forward. What was your take on the finally learning that Athena is going to be the co-captain?
I just can't believe that Petra can't see through her.
Yeah.
I really can't. With all the girls that she's dealt with all the dancers that she's had to work with and work under her, I can't believe that Athena isn't rubbing her the wrong way. I don't know what she saw in Athena. She was not displaying leadership skills. Like, yeah, she can kill the choreography, but we've seen tonight she's not perfect either on the dance floor. Like,
Right.
I don't understand why.
I think it was her aggressiveness. I think because she really, really wanted it. And I feel like that's a trait that Petra really, respects and admires and wants her dancers to have, that sort of aggressiveness. And maybe that's what made her decide to do this, and maybe to keep some of them on their toes. It might have something to do with, Petra's a rookie in a sense too, to all of this. So maybe she wants someone that doesn't necessarily have loyalty to the establishment of the team from the past. So
That's a good point.
that was why, because otherwise you're just like, come on, I know you're smarter than that, Petra.
Right. Because Athena just seems so thirsty, and it's like, anybody could see through that. But maybe you're right. I like your point. Yeah.
And Savannah even mentions in that moment, she goes, I know this is going to be a disaster. So we've seen many of the girls now in separate moments really bash Athena. So the scene kind of comes to a close with all the girls doing really well at practice. Petra mentions that there's great improvement and they all are going to perform at the first preseason game. So that was good news for all the ladies. That brings us to Athena, who then goes out with girlfriends who are not part of the team. And we learn a little bit more about Athena and her personality. She's really kind of bad-mouthing each girl in a different way, saying, you know, they're nice, but they have something wrong with them, and how this is just another job for her. But in reality, and tell me if I'm wrong, it seems like Athena's really, as you said, thirsty for the role, and she's kind of making it out to her friends like this is no big deal, and like she's so good, and she has so much other things, which is kind of confusing to me. What do you think?
It wasn't surprising.
No.
Right?
I think it was false confidence. I think that she's the type that's fake it till you make it. I can't give credit to anyone else really unless it's in a condescending manner, because she was like, yeah, these girls are really cute, but they're so mean. And just sort of,
Right.
I think that for her, she has to kind of put you on a different level in order for her to feel better about herself.
Yes, exactly. And when you're being so nitpicky as to say, oh, her uneven eyeliner, it's like you are really grasping for something to make yourself feel better, right?
She's a Regina George.
Yes.
I wrote down, I was like, oh my God, this is the real life Regina George. Like, she's beautiful and she's got it all going for her. She's probably from a wealthy family. Oh, and look, she's got this amazing natural
She's
talent.
fabulous, but she's evil.
Right. She's got this amazing natural talent for dance, and she excelled at dance her whole life. And like, now she's here on a world stage and she's making a fool out of herself. I mean, to hand the phone, and I don't know if this is producer manipulation and she was happy to go with it, but they were really editing her poorly tonight. Like, even showing the scenes in between interviews where she'd be getting powdered by the makeup team and she's still talking smack, and they chose to show that. It's like, ooh, girl, either you're playing along or you're really that evil.
I think it's more of the evil part. I mean, she mentions about Kelly, saying Kelly probably had her peak in high school.
Right. That's a low blow.
She said about another girl that she followed, that she didn't even follow her on Instagram, and that matters. And then, of course, she talked about herself being, me, I've only gotten better and better. So it's kind of like she has to, anytime she compliments someone else, she also puts them down.
Yes.
So that false confidence is true. I think I see that too. So now we move along to the really exciting part, which is the Floss Nest party. They're breaking in the apartment. The boys are coming over, and as you predicted last week, Jill, the kissing is going to ensue.
Ooh, uh-oh.
And other things.
And other things.
And the cooking.
Yes.
I really didn't think that Blair needed to lie about the cooking. You know, it's like, I saw a meme on the internet the other day that was like, when a guy asks you if you can cook, are you like, can you build a house? Like, I think in this day and age, not being able to cook isn't something that a woman should find as like a non-dateable trait.
I don't think so, but I think everyone wants to have marketable skills. And so, you know, it adds to your resume. It makes a great list.
It's like not her vibe, so I was surprised she was so concerned about it.
Yeah.
But I think that is the immaturity, cute, girly thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what's going to make him like me. I'll make cookies after, so I cooked something. Do you like cookies?
I love cookies.
So, would you be okay if she didn't make the meal and just made you cookies after?
I would.
See? These are the things that you learn when you go on and you kind of date.
So at this party, we learn that the girls love to party.
Yes.
Especially Savannah.
Yes.
Who, you know, enjoys her wine, and Hannah calls her a man-eater. And she ate up on Nick, who I guess they were friends for 6 years before this. So that's interesting how that just blossomed immediately for the TV.
She might have seen him in a different light. Did Nick have a girlfriend before, though?
We don't know that.
Oh,
Maybe.
they didn't talk
I mean, we
about
don't know.
that,
We don't
but
know what
could
Savannah's
be.
situation was, you know, and if
True.
she's a man-eater, maybe it's just his turn in the rotation.
That's what I think.
It's just
You
a
said
turn.
it, and that's what I think.
And of course, we see Blair building her relationship very slowly with Chase.
Yes.
We'll learn more, I guess, as the season goes along.
Who brought a bottle of wine and knew how to just pop it right open. I mean, I was
Chase may
impressed.
wait tables. Hey.
Chase was cute, so was Nick. So, you know, they did make good guy choices from the looks perspective. Hannah is so sweet. She seemed really concerned that Savannah was, you know, getting her communication on where she cooks. It was so cute to me.
Hannah's adorable. She seemed like really sweet, like Southern girl. I like her.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're going to see her feeling anybody up anytime soon.
No.
But I like that about her.
I like Hannah. She's
You never know, I guess.
true, but I like her.
So this leads us towards the end of the show where we get the girls into Staples Center for the first time. It's the day before their first action. It'll be the first preseason game of the season. All the girls are super excited to be at Staples, and they start to struggle as they're rehearsing, and Petra is questioning if it was a smart idea to let everyone make it. Did you guys feel anything in that moment, or did you think there were certain people that were struggling? I mean, they actually call out Athena in this moment for not being on step.
I mean, maybe it's because, you know, if you practice someplace else and it's their first time on the floor, maybe they were just overwhelmed with emotions. I was wondering if Athena was stepping out of line because it would make her more visible, or was it just her messing up? I mean, I don't know. It could. I mean, it's not the actual night of the game, but that was the first thing that kept in my mind. Like, is she moving over to make sure that she's kind of seen?
I was just wanting, like, I wanted the editing to be different and the shots to be different, because I'm like, I think they look the same as yesterday at rehearsal in the other space. So I just wanted to be able to tell the difference, and I couldn't for myself. So I'm like, they're making this up for the show. So I think that was my problem with that scene.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that the ladies were overwhelmed. We saw Hannah even cried when she first came in. Like, I think that maybe, and in addition to being overwhelmed, you know, they've been told, hey, you're all going to get to dance at the first game. And maybe people were getting a little bit comfy.
Maybe they were just walking through the steps instead of going full out, because we're here now. So, you know.
It really sets in then. All right. Well, now is the time where we look to you for news and gossip.
All right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, you know, to be honest with y'all, there is not a whole lot of stuff out there about these ladies yet.
Newbies.
But a little bit of news is that they went to Vegas. Hey, Vegas. I know they're still shooting. So it is quite possible that we'll see this on the show, and it sounds like it's something that they do as a squad every year, because they were kind of referring to like throwback pics, like, oh, last year when we came and this and that. So all the ladies were in Vegas partying it up. They're having dinners. They were at the pool. There was all kind of bikini pics all over Instagram. You guys need to check that out. And just another little piece of news. I know last week we speculated that, you know, Athena wasn't promoting the show at all, and it looks like maybe something major happens with her at some point in the scene. She Instagrammed today, and she did finally post a photo of like Dance Squad or whatever, and said, you know, everyone watch on E, the same kind of post that all the other girls had today. I'm wondering if it's something that she's contracted to do. Either way, she said, you know, go watch the show and let me know how it goes. As in, she herself is not watching. So at this point, she's just trying to make everyone think she's so far above all this, and
Girl, bye.
right?
I think Athena's going to
Adios.
be leaving soon.
Girl, bye.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just another job to me, so whatever.
Yeah, and then we'll see her referring to it. It'll probably still be in her bio 6 months from now.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
And you know, the other ladies said when I sat down with them last week, Candace and Natalie said, "Oh, I think that maybe she's doing some other TV stuff, or you know, I'm sure we'll see more of her somewhere." And, and it's gonna make me annoyed, y'all.
She'll be a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills that we're covering in about 5 more years.
I can see that happening.
Pretty incredible. I mean, really living up to your name, Christy Reports, everybody.
Yes,
With the
Right.
scoop.
wow.
Every week.
All right, and that brings us into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think Athena's going to start to unravel after we saw her make some missteps tonight. And I think that this whole thing is just a facade, and I think there's some blazing insecurities under there, and I think that she's going to behave even more outlandishly than we've seen from her so far.
Me too. And I think Petra is on to her by next week already, which is very exciting. And who knows, maybe she will be dethroned as co-captain.
That would be interesting. I think that Blair is going to have some problems with her mom about her new lifestyle, because remember, she warned her about was it the hoochies? Is that what she? Yeah, so I think that her mom is going to start enforcing her will on her, and she's going to have to make some decisions.
Ooh. I like it. And I'll just follow up with, I think that the dislike for Athena is gonna grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's an easy one.
Yeah.
and Savannah may kiss some more boys and
That
drink
will
some more
happen.
tequila.
She's a man eater.
We like Savannah.
We do.
All right. Well, it was an amazing episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us on AfterBuzz TV's Episode 2, Season 1 of LA Clippers Dance Squad. I am Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips. And my co-hosts.
All right, well, I have tons of reality TV exclusives for you at ChristyReports.com. Please also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Christy Reports. There's some good, brand new stuff there, and there will be more coming, so check it out. I appreciate it.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Follow me on Snapchat for some fun behind the scenes here at AfterBuzz TV. And it's all at Megan Stecher. It's MEGANSTECHER.
And make sure you follow me at Stiletto Jill, and check out my website, Jocks and Stiletto Jill, for all your sports and pop culture gossip. I got you.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.